Hello, I am HQ of HQ Reacts. If you have made it this far and you're not subscribed, please hit the like button and subscribe and share. If you find me on other social media platforms, please follow me. And you might find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Hey. This is HQ. HQ. The name of this topic tonight is We Regular People Have Been Fatigued about this race crap. Right? About this race crap. I heard about this word. I heard about this word called wording called black fatigue. Racial fatigue, black fatigue that white people seem to be using these days, right? And it has to do with the fact that they don't want to feel guilty anymore, or they don't want to feel guilty. They're exhausted from feeling guilty about being white, engaging in repeated conversations about race, colorism, privilege, system equality. So they're getting tired of it, right? And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are getting tired of talking about it too. Because every time you turn around, it's always about a race thing. The people get shot, people get deleted, people get off, people do heinous things, people can't get a job, all kinds of reasons why people are exhausted. We all are exhausted about this race thing. We all are. Because everybody's always talking about it. I understand why. I get it. I do. People feel guilty. They feel defensive. All of these things. And black people feel like they're not getting represented like they're supposed to be represented. And I get that too. But here's the thing. It's always us or black people having to bring this up. And then we have to deal with the guilt of white people. See, and here's the thing. This is what I know. The point is, white folks feel guilty. They feel guilty about the race, or they feel guilty about what happened in the past. I get all that. But we cannot move forward if we continue to blame every human being as being against a race. The reason why we're having this problem is because when black people approach white people about race, it's always about trying to make them feel guilty. And they have nothing there. It's their ancestors that did it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. It's their ancestors. And so they don't feel connected to that. They don't feel connected to that history. Because you have to but see, because I didn't realize this one thing. Young people, black and white, don't feel connected to the past like us older people do. Because when older people try to tell younger people things on the internet, it's like, oh, you too old, you don't know, you ain't dated in 20 years, you don't know what the new people think. Oh, the dating is different. Oh, y'all don't know about it. Y'all know about the old stuff. So why wouldn't the white people have the same thought about their ancestors being assholes, or their ancestors being slave people owners? They feel the same way. We don't know nothing about what happened back then. So when people these days make them feel guilty for something their ancestors did, I can kind of, I'm not saying I agree with it or disagree with it. I'm just saying I understand because I was hit in the face by black people saying I didn't understand dating because I was too old. So we don't understand that because I'm too old. So if you all feel that same way, so do white people feel that same way about their ancestors being assholes. Okay. And they have this guilt about it because they feel guilty because most people are good people, whether they white or black, whatever. They are good people, right? Okay. Because when they learn about their history and they learn what people have done and they learn about systematic racism and all this other stuff, they don't know anything about it either. 20-year-old, 25-year-old, you don't even they don't even understand that. Because when we say systematic racism, a lot of you young people don't even understand because you allow things to happen. Or some people were trying to convince me that DEI and affirmative action, there's no point in having DEI and affirmative action when I know why that was put into place. And when a young person that's black tells me there's no reason for affirmative action, then I know you don't care about the history. So if you all don't care about the history of that, it's black people, then why would the white people care about the history of racism? Okay. I mean, it's when they feel guilty, white people feel, and it's a guilt. It's a guilt that they feel for their ancestors, and they had nothing to do with those ancestors. And I get it. So when we come at them and we say, hey, your people enslaved us, your people did this, that, and the other, they get defensive. White people get defensive. Okay. And then you make those people who are actually good people who really don't think like that, because a lot of y'all don't think like that, and who have empathy for black people, it's like they try to avoid you after that. They're going to try to avoid. Nobody wants to talk about race. I wish I could walk on this planet and not have to deal with race. But we have to deal with race. And the whole point is to face it. You have to face it. We have to face that there is a racial problem on this planet. And it comes from people not being educated, people believing that they're the better of the races. No race is better than any other race. This country right here, United States, this country was founded and put together for white men. That's it. It was put together for white men. It was formed for white men. It wasn't formed for women. It wasn't formed for black men. It was formed for white men. And with that, some of that comes the guilt that they feel. Because some people understand that. Some of them understand that. Right? And the reason why we're having the issues that we're having in this country now with this president, white president, who has a nationalist tribalism invoked this white guilt, that's why they feel emboldened to do and say the things that they're doing. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of having to do twice as much work to get mediocre, to be considered mediocre. I'm tired of all of that. Everybody should be tired of that. Every human being should be tired of this racial disparity. And I'm not ganging up on white people. I'm not ganging up on black people. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm saying I'm not here to give people lectures about to make them feel uncomfortable. I just want to have a real conversation about people and wonder why we just can't get nowhere near. We go backwards. Why we went backwards? How did we go backwards to this? I'm black. I can't change being black. And our history, we have a complicated history as a black race. Painful, powerful, you name it. I'm not trying to make white people feel guilty. I'm not trying to make nobody feel guilty. That don't help nobody. I mean, it won't change the past. It won't change the past, and it won't make us move further. So why do we have such a barrier to it? The only thing I want is to be equal. That's it. I don't want to be above nobody. I want to be below nobody. I don't want you to flip the script and give me nothing special. I just want to be seen and heard for the human being that I am. Same as anybody else. Same as that white man that this country was founded for. Same. No different, no better, no same. Okay. When people bring up race, motherfuckers lose their mind. You lose your mind. Like, oh, I can't talk about race when it comes to white people in the room. People get defensive, quiet, awkward. You can't even talk about it. It's not easy. It's not an easy subject. But the point is if we just stop trying to make people feel guilty for shit they don't have nothing to do with. Nothing to do with. I get it. The white people feel as though you got people taking over and doing what they're doing because it's called black fatigue. That's been on the internet, black fatigue. Basically, they're saying we white people are tired of dealing with talking about racism. We white people are tired of dealing with you black people making us feel guilty, making us feel bad for being white. That's what that black fatigue, that's what it basically means. It boils down to that. And all we want to do is have a fair shot. Be judged by what we do, what we say. And be understood, not having no racial connotations about everything else. Live with dignity, have pride, all of those things, just like somebody who's white. And white people say, well, what can I do? Well, what you can do as a white person, this is what you can do as a white person. What you can do is if you're a nice white person and you're just a regular, normal, everyday, normal white person, when you see another white person say something crazy about race, when you see another white person say some bullshit like that lady did in that park to that young boy, she called him the N-word. I need you to open your mouth and say something. I need you to snatch her up by her shirt collar. I need you to not be quiet, not be silenced when that kind of bullshit goes down. That's what I need you to do. And the whole point is we're not trying to rise above you or below you. We just want to be on an equal playing field. But you can't allow the people of today, white people, take us back to where we used to be by making it okay for them to call people the N-word. I just don't understand how that would be okay to anybody. And you say, okay, how do we figure out how to be better white people or be more conscious about race? How do we get you white people to be more conscious about race? First and foremost, we have to get y'all to figure out that there is a race problem. That there are some of you all who feel as though other people are inferior to them. You have to figure out how race colors your mind. We have to get you to figure that out. Okay? Everybody has values, morals, all of those things. Just like you. Human, just like you. We have to get people to stop trying to erase the truth about race. Erase the truth about black and white relations. Okay? A lot of y'all don't know that much about the history. You need to learn about the history. Figure out how to relate to other people. You need to know the full history. People can't go around erasing our history. Like, for example, what the hell was that called? Critical race theory. That was critical race theory. All that whole debacle bullshit. It was about white people feeling guilty, so they didn't want the real truth about race and slavery to be taught in the schools. That was what that bullshit was all about. White people feeling guilty that we made them feel guilty about their ancestors treating us like shit. It's fucked up. Ain't it fucked up? Ain't it fucked up? And I get this one little thing. A human being that you kept in a cage and treated like an animal is standing there right next to you, demanding the same rights as you. That's fucked up. Some people think that's fucked up. And for me to say it is fucked up. People that used to be in cages, that you used to keep in cages like animals, is standing next to you demanding rights. And we just want to be on the same playing field. We don't want you to feel guilty about none of that. We done with all of that. We want to be done with all of that. Okay. Learn the history of racism. Learn the history of what the ancestors did to the other ancestors. And we get it. You all didn't do it. We get all of that. But don't shy away from it like it never happened. People, we need you to call out your folks. You need to come get your boy. You need to come get your girl calling a 5-year-old the N-word in public. We need you to come get your girl. The whole point is talking about race should be uncomfortable. But when you talk about it and you get it out in the light, it becomes normal where none of us feel bad about it. Emphasizing the guilt isn't the goal in talking about racism. Accountability is. Y'all got to come get y'all girl because they doing too much. Your family, any member in your family that has these feelings about race, you need to talk to them about that. You need to have a conversation. I'm not saying call them a cracker. I'm not saying all that. I'm saying, look, mom, these people are the same as you. But see, this is so ingrained in the system that it's going to take generations for that to get out of people's system. The fact that there's a race on this planet that thinks that they're superior than another race. That takes generations, and we only about maybe 2-3 generations out of being called the N-word. For real, with the hard R. But having conversations about race is not about making people feel guilty. It's not about assigning blame. It's about white folks and black folks becoming conscious enough to have these conversations where we can be comfortable. We need to build those relationships. So I'm saying, hey, come get y'all girl, come get y'all guy. Talk to people. Have conversations with family and friends. Don't be afraid to have it. When you talk to them, you want to talk to them from a way of sympathy, from an avenue of not shaming, but reflection. Because This is gotten out of hand. It really has gotten out of hand, and you don't understand it. This president right here made it known from the beginning that he was very tribalistic, he was very nationalistic, he was very pro-white. Nothing wrong with that. I have a problem if you're pro-white and you look at me and think I'm less than you. That's when I have a problem with you being pro-white. I don't have a problem with you being pro-white. I'm pro-black. But I don't think I'm above you. I don't think I'm more than you. We only want to be treated equally. But there's a whole bunch of things that need to happen and come down and be addressed systematically. All of those things. So I'm saying we have a president that's tribalistic, nationalistic, all of those things, who came down an escalator and said, those Mexican people, blah, blah, blah. Now, he got into office. I don't give a damn what y'all say. That 2020 playbook is being used right now. And I said that before he got elected. He's using that 2024 playbook with this religious undertone to try to run the country. You just got to read the book. I don't want to argue about the book. That is what it is. He won the election. But I'm saying this is a way to keep the dumb people, the poor people, fucked up. So I'm saying we need to fight back. We need to organize as black, white, Mexican, as poor people. We need to start organizing so we can combat some of this bullshit that is going on. Where did this girl get the nerve to say the N-word to a young 5-year-old in public and people support her? How did that happen? That didn't just come out of nowhere. Why would you be bold enough to do that? It didn't come out of nowhere. This president encouraged it. He encouraged it in a certain way. In a certain way. I don't want to hear it, Magites. I don't want to hear it. We hear the goddamn black whistle. We hear the whistle. Only you maggots, don't hear none of that. I hear it. Plain as day. I heard it from day one. Getting rid of DEI, getting rid of affirmative action, firing all the middle management, firing these people, firing generals, firing all these things, trying to get rid of Tuskegee Airmen thing, deporting people without due process, deporting Mexicans, firing, going to schools, going to home. Because this president saw that this nation was becoming when this president saw that this nation was becoming more browner and browner, they put a plan into action. And so far, because we had people who voted for him, it's happening. All of these things. And that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully he can be stopped and he will be impeached. But it is what it is. But for the current condition, we have race problems that we should not have. Because we too goddamn poor. All of us is too goddamn poor to be having these problems. How do you have problems with poor people? How do poor people have problems with each other? We're not talking about Joe Biden. We're talking about this president right here. Pace, I'm sorry. I should have dropped the link before. I'm sorry. I should have dropped the link before. I meant to. Is this about me liking white women? What? I didn't know you liked white women, J. Honda. That would explain a lot. I didn't know you liked white women. I'm saying we have to stop this race thing. And I get it. I just never really, I'm conscious of it. I'm conscious of it. I just don't subscribe to it. Uh, I'm just hoping that people, I hopefully in my life, one of my kids' lifetime, y'all understand the destruction of it. I don't know. Hopefully in my lifetime, they'll get to. Hopefully that's the case. But we never know. We never know until we start to be conscious of the fact. And the guilty parties, I wish they would stop feeling guilty and start addressing these things. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I forgot to drop the link. I'm talking and I forgot to drop the link. Right. Well, I hope the young man DEI benefited. Well, yes, DEI benefited white women the most. That's why I didn't understand why he would get rid of DEI. that helps your people. That don't help my people. It helps your people. But it's a systematic thing. You have to look at the 2024. You have to read it in order to understand what they are doing. Because it's the playbook right there. It's the playbook. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And I'm a 60-year-old big fan. Let me get my wallet out. I'll spread it. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button. I just wanted to get that one. I just wanted to get that out. I heard about black fatigue and I was like, what? I don't understand why y'all keep bringing this race thing. And I get it. I'm black. I get all of that. I get it. But why we ain't figured out that it's not white against black, it's rich against poor. It's the rich against the poor. Because we going to continue to be poor. And they going to continue to get rich off of our goofy ass. If we make each other fight, if we fight, they going to keep getting rich. And I'm highly pissed off. I need us poor people to fucking take this shit to these rich motherfuckers. That's what I need. I need us to take this to the rich motherfuckers because the rich motherfuckers keep getting rich. It's the rich against the poor. It's not black or white. If we just understood that. Okay. Bye, Angela and Lewis. So I wish we could organize. I wish we could do what we could do, and then we could get poor people to see. I don't care about the black and white thing. I'm just sick and tired of the black and white thing because it's really not about black. It's really about poor and rich, rich and poor. I mean, the rich and the poor. It's about the rich always trying to keep us down, always trying to keep us poor. And we're going to continue to do that. Y'all don't, if you ain't read Project 2024, it says in 2020, it says in that book that if we keep the poor people fighting each other, then the rich are going to continue to stay rich. The rich are going to be rich. Keep going to rich. No, it's poor against white. It's white against rich. That's what it is, especially in our government. Especially now, why would the government cut welfare programs? Why would you hurt the poorest among your people? If the rich people cared about the poor people, why would you hurt your poorest people first? Why would you cut benefits to the older generation, to older folks? Why would you cut stuff that goes to the veterans? Why would you cut stuff that go to the poor before you would cut anything that would belong to the rich? Because it's about rich versus poor. And this is what we poor people need to rise up and fight against. I don't know how we can do it, but we need to rise up and fight against this. Every person that's in office right now, we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of every person that's in office that's a politician right now, because they're not working for the people. I don't care who. You need to get from the president all the way down. You need to get rid of all of those people and put people in office that are going to help the poor and the middle class rise above what we're going through. Because it doesn't seem as though any of them give a damn about us poor people. The minute you tell me I'm going to cut Social Security for the older people, I'm going to cut benefits for the veterans, and I'm going to cut housing and all that other stuff for the poor people, it tells me all I need to know about who you care about. Okay. And the whole, yes, we as in Trump ain't made you no money, honey. Yeah, the have-nots far exceed the haves, and us have-nots need to start doing things about this have-not, this unequal relationship that we got. Well, let's hope they ain't cutting Social Security. It's on the chopping block for $880 million. A part of Social Security is on the chopping block to be cut. That's a part of the budget that Trump sent over to the House, and the Senate, and said, I need you to cut $880 billion out of the Social Security, the veterans benefits, and public aid. So if he told them to cut it out, where you think it's going to cut? It's going to come out of them three programs right there: Social Security, veterans benefits, and public aid, I guess. All three of them is on the chopping block. No, why would we cut those for the benefit? Why would we cut those for the poor people, Project Leroy? Are you just a shitty human being? Is that what you're telling me? You would cut the benefits of veterans? You would cut benefits for old people, for the Social Security? What? That's what that means. That $880 billion. I'm saying we need to organize as poor people. All of the population down here, we need to organize and get rid of all of them people that's in office, because they're not doing us no good. They're not benefiting us not one bit. So I'm saying we have to do something. Okay. What loans are we talking? Oh, we talking about loans. Okay. Those are school loans. Well, school loans is a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. But I'm saying a whole different thing. We are the poor. Most people are the poor. 90% of us are poor, but we being run by the 10%, because we're not all on the same page. We're not all on the same page. That's right. Most of us got housing. All people got housing. Most Americans can't afford housing. Why can't most Americans that are working American find a house or buy a house? Why is that? Why they can't? Why is it that it would be such a big deal for them to make it affordable for us poor people to buy a house? What would it take for them to let poor people get into housing? What would it take? Okay, that's the thing. What would it take? Right now, rent and what is it? Rent right now, I pay, for example, this ain't what I pay. I pay $1,500 in rent. I mean mortgage, $1,500 in mortgage. Some other people pay $1,500 in rent. That don't even make sense to me. Okay? That don't even make sense to me. Okay? That people can't even afford to buy a house. So that tells me other things are going up where y'all can do something about that. Why they can't put a cap on how much they charge people rent? Why couldn't they put a cap on rents? That would help people right there. That would help people tremendously. There's a cap on rent. You can't charge somebody has a 3-bedroom, you can't charge them no more than $1,200 a month for a 3-4 bedroom or something like that. I don't know. You can't charge nobody more than $500 for a studio. You can't charge nobody more than $600 for a 1-bedroom. So I'm saying why they can't do other things to help our poor people. They took down, they went to Donald Trump went to Congress and told them, because there are property taxes, you know that. Okay. They went to them, Trump wants how much cut from Social Security, or what is it from social, they call it social programs. Trump wants how much? He wants how much cut from social program? Here it is. Let me see. Because people don't believe it. Here we go. GPT. I typed in, I said, Trump wants how much cut from social program? You see that? Medicaid. This is our social program. This is senior citizens, and this is poor people. 880 billion over 10 years. From public housing. What's that called? What the hell is that called? Section 8. 333.5 billion. Want to cut that out of that. Helping people pay their electricity and their bill. Helping people pay their electricity and their bill. They want to take 4 billion out of that. Department of Education, 10 billion. SNAP benefits, 230 billion. Medicare, 451 billion. Okay. Those are social programs. Okay. Old people can't get insurance. Old people can't get jobs. Old people. This is how I know y'all don't know y'all don't freaking care about the past. Because why would somebody say something? Why would you even say get a job at 70 to get insurance? No. But I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is instead of us fighting over race, we need to be fighting over how we can take the country and we can take over what they're doing to us as poor people. Okay? What we can do to help ourselves, because I know it's a black and white thing to a certain extent. And they ain't giving us no reparations. They started to, and then they took it away. How we gonna do any of that? Okay. Medicare. Didn't you just see me say Medicaid, 450 billion out of Medicare? 450 billion, Rain, out of Medicare. That's a lot. That's effectively killing most of the program in the poor rural communities. That's what that means. When you cut 450 billion out of Medicare, that's like killing the program in rural areas. No, I'm saying, yeah, both. They're cutting both of them. They're cutting Medicare and Medicaid, both of them. Medicaid 880 billion, Medicare 451 billion. They're cutting both of those, including veterans benefits. So I'm saying, in order to get those tax cuts that they want to get, they're cutting all the programs for the poor people. I'm saying, go over there and cut the shit for the rich people first before you cut the shit for the poor people. Before you cut the shit for the old people, before you cut the shit for the veterans, go cut the shit for the rich people first. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Why you gonna cut? Why you gonna cut shit for the poor people first? Cut the shit for the old people. I mean, cut the shit for the rich people first. Hey Ty, you good? Your connection good?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh, this the HQ I like right here.
What's this race thing going on? What the hell is going on, man?
Well,
This black fatigue shit. What is going on? Or any race subject? Because I'm this shit pisses me off when I have to hear shit like this
it
about.
piss, it pisses me off too, for real. And I seen Anton. Anton from my city, and he make a lot of money, but that nigga be cooning. That nigga panders to white people to get the money. But
Yeah.
what you was just talking about, because you kind of pivoted into uh politics.
Right. No,
And
I
I
was just saying I hate that it's black and white, but it's kind of rich versus poor. They making us
yeah.
fight. They making
Well,
us black and white people fight, but it's really about them rich motherfuckers stealing our
so
money.
so this the thing with that. This is a capitalistic society. This is not a communist society. If it was a communist society, we'd
Mhm.
all get a house, a car, a job, some food, a puppy, and little gray outfits, and
But
we'll all
Ty,
be equal. So hold on.
okay.
So with it being, I agree with everything you're saying. With it being a capitalistic society, it has to have a lower class and a poverty. It has to have majority of the society impoverished, and that's the way that we feed the rich. Like you were saying, the 10% control the country. We
Mm-hmm.
feed the rich. We work all the labor jobs.
Right.
We work at the car washes. We work at the fast food places. We work at the grocery stores. The poor people are the ones that keep the country going. In a perfect society, if poor people just all said, I ain't going to Walmart. I ain't driving these trucks. Me as a semi truck driver, all the
Mm-hmm.
dock workers, if
Mm-hmm.
all the nursing assistants, the CNAs, if the dentist assistants, if
Mm-hmm.
everybody said we gonna stop on one day, the country will fall. But we don't understand that because, like you said, we got bills to pay, we got rent to pay,
Right.
shit going up, and that's a way to keep us in line.
Right.
We gotta pay these bills. We gotta get this food, and then you got the other side of it with I want some Amiris. I want some Gucci shoes. I want a 2010 Mercedes Benz with 200,000 miles on it. So all of these things are in place
Right.
to keep the structure of the billionaires in this country and the generational wealth that was made during slavery, during
Mm-hmm.
tobacco and liquor companies, and
Mm-hmm.
during construction companies. When these people were creating the Constitution, they were creating this plan as well. Like, hey, this is how we keep our balance. So
Mhm.
that's not a system that we gonna change with the president. That's not a system that's not something that's gonna change. I don't think I'm gonna see that. There's gonna be a generation of kids that just all wake up. You know how these kids, these new kids is teched out. They not
Right,
going for the same stuff. So I can
right,
see my kids, grandkids possibly being on that. We not doing this type of shit. We gonna change the country. But
right,
for us right now,
right.
we gotta um
Yeah, but look at
understand.
listen to this though. Listen to this,
Mhm,
Ty. Why
mhm.
is it that we can't afford? Why is it we can't never afford nothing? Why is it we continue to work, but we can't never fucking afford nothing? I would be more than happy to continue to be on the poor end of the side if you let me fucking buy a house or a car and not fucking starve to buy a house and a car. If you
Right.
let me be able to pay for food and I may have $1 or $2 left over, if I could just have some of that shit left. I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying in general, a poor person.
You you ever seen you ever seen Get Rich or Die Trying 50 Cent movie?
No, I didn't see that. I've never seen it.
All right, so Get Rich or Die Trying, or a movie like Paid in Full, or something like those hustler movies, Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
That's the American dream, because that is what America is at its core. You come here and you hustle for everything to become something. You hustle to be Michael Jordan. You hustle to be in these football fields, because that is just what America is. So we can't really escape that. And this, I've theorized for years that, for one, when I retire, there won't be something called a pension or social security for me. When I
Mm-hmm.
become retired, I got about 30 years, I guess. So in those 30 years, I don't think there will be retirement plans for me at all. I got to
Oh
do
yeah,
that now.
I believe they're gonna keep.
Yeah.
I believe they're gonna keep. You got to keep a safety net though. They got to
But
keep that.
it's just, I think that they are widening the gap between middle and lower and high class. And that's with tariffs and with, what I'm saying, things becoming more expensive.
Mhm.
And they talk about all these jobs coming back. When them jobs come back, they will be fully robotic jobs. When these warehouses and these plants and
They
all of that
ain't
stuff
coming
start
back.
back,
They not
but
coming back. They
there,
ain't
there will be a lot, like, because I've been I'm in Detroit, so I've been in and out of the auto industry. I
coming.
drive semi truck for Ford and Chrysler contractors right now. They they're building more plants in Michigan. They
Mhm.
bringing back a lot of the production from Mexico right now. They
Mhm.
bringing back a lot of them jobs. But in those same plants, I used to work at Ford. There were robots coming in every month taking jobs. I was working with robots, and I was working at Ford um, almost 10 years ago, and I was
See,
working with robots.
the thing is, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but my understanding is this, and it may be a poor understanding of it. When we got manufacturing jobs, we made things.
Hmm.
We shipped it overseas because they could make it cheaper. Ain't nobody bringing back no manufacturing jobs to make no damn cups or no paper
Yeah.
plates because it's not going to pay enough money for that. So when people say, "Oh, the manufacturing jobs is coming back," they ain't coming back. They not coming
Yeah.
back for us to do. We ain't
So
gonna be able to do them jobs.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gonna have robots doing them jobs, and they gonna be offering. They gonna, it don't take much to say, shit, you can come and do this shit for $8.50, or even $10 or $12, because they don't never change the
Mm,
minimum wage pay, but
right,
everything else goes up.
right,
So working $12 here an hour is like working for $3 an hour in another country.
right,
So there will be, you won't be able to live, but there will be something. They got they it's all this shit is a plan. But I did want to go back to the black
right.
and white stuff you was talking about. Like,
Wait,
I
yeah.
don't I don't think that black people can afford to stand with Mexicans and stand with Dominicans and stand with the Asians, stand with the Irish right now, hold hands, kumbaya, fight the system. We got to get our stuff together as a people, and we got to, the people that make it out the hood and become successful. Got to stop looking down, looking their nose down on people in the hood. Like you didn't just make it out there. You could have died in the hood and never
Right.
made it to where you was at.
Right.
And that's a problem that we face as a people. You know what I'm saying? That we had a great conversation about sinners, but look at what the black dollar do. When we like I like O'Shea Duke Jackson because he always stand on he can get his support from his people. You
Right.
can get we can get support from our people in everything that we do. We are the foundation of culture in America, and America is the foundation of culture in the world. So we shape everything in this whole planet. Everything we do, we blow up. Any type of money. The fact that designer companies are even making the money that they make is because black people like it. And
Right.
we like to adorn ourselves. I don't never be like, oh, that's ghetto. I see G Honda talking about living out of your means. I don't live out my means. I make good money. I take care of my kids, but I
Right.
like nice things. Black people like nice stuff. That's a part of what we do, and there's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. When you
Right.
see these white people, they always want to be like, oh, Bill Gates don't wear Pradas and Gucci, but he got stuff that he spent his money on. You
Right.
can't shame black people for spending money on what they want to spend it on.
Right.
Yeah, it sucks that we don't have black outlets that we can spend our money on and feel like that is rich. Like I love Yeezy because it was a black man doing the designer thing, but Kanye West got to crash out and make you feel bad for supporting that. But we need more Yeezy.
Right.
Like Off-White, that's a black man company. We need more. It's nothing wrong with that. If you got it, spend it. You want to buy Rolex, you want to buy some jewels, that's not the problem. The problem is when it comes down to supporting each other and loving each other, having respect for each other, so
Right.
that you don't have a lady being able to call a little 5-year-old black boy nigger comfortably because
What
we
the
don't
hell was
respect each
that?
other.
What the hell was that? That I don't understand. It was a backlash to people giving money to that
Yeah,
young
Carmelo
boy.
had to. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But how
yeah.
is that comparable in any way?
But so they, you know, they mad right now, and they always hate when we support each other because it's historically pissed off that community when we support each other to the fact that they used to murder and when they did what they did to Tulsa,
Hmm.
they were going in these people's houses and putting their clothes on and wearing their jewels. They It's jealousy. You know what I mean? So we gotta capitalize on that. It's a reason why that jealousy is existed. I don't look at slavery. You know what I'm saying? I don't go far back at slavery. I understand slavery, but I pay attention to sharecropping. I pay
Hmm.
attention to the 50s. I pay most attention to the 80s because what this systemic racism did in the 80s is why I grew up in Armageddon, Detroit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The crack era was a direct assault on black people. And that's
Hmm.
why I grew up with all my uncles robbing and stealing. That's why I grew up with all my older cousins selling dope. That's why the Detroit riots left most of the houses in Detroit on fire. And now we just growing up with playing in abandoned houses
Mm.
because of what they did to us in the 80s. So we look at the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. We don't gotta go back to the slavery days and they owe us reparations for that. They owe
Right.
us reparations for the constant assault. Look what they did to Black Panthers, running in people's house and killing them because
Right.
they were giving out free food. They created the idea for welfare. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's like we just gotta have way more respect for each other. Everybody not gonna have the emotional intelligence in the hood to
Right.
become whitewashed or whatever you want to call it, or become healed or become proper. It's not gonna happen for everybody.
Right.
Niggas is gonna like nigga shit. And every community has violence. The Italian mob, the Irish mob, the Mexican cartel, the every community has an aspect of violence, but they always want to put it on us. Rap music is not the only form of violent music. They
right,
got rock and roll music used to talk crazy about doing crazy stuff. Punk rock music, grunge rock music
right,
is every community sharing it. Black people are not the only people robbing and stealing.
right,
Proximity crime is a real thing. Just because black people are only people that ever robbed you, that's because you grew up around black people. I've been robbed by a white crackhead before,
right.
or attempted robbery.
The
So
robbery.
it is more, we got to stop hating on our own people, and not to do a whole lot. Just a little bit of more respect for our community, and we'll be able to work with each other more, and we'll be able to build more, we'll be able to own more, and we'll
Mhm.
be able to circulate our dollar more. Then we gotta vote locally. I don't That presidential shit only gonna affect so much.
Right,
Take care of the judges that's in your courthouse. Take
right,
care of the school district, and worry about where the budget going to your schools. Worry about the parks. Make sure
right.
you got street lights. Make sure you got basketball courts. Make sure you got community centers, recreation centers. You know what I'm saying?
We
And
gotta
that's
make
a that's a tangible that's
right,
a tangible goal. It's
right.
just dealing with your zip code.
Yes,
You ain't got to worry about the whole country. Worry about your zip code.
right, right. Because because that's where it starts. Run for a school board.
Hmm.
Run for those kind of things in your area. You could start small. We can make a change that way because 9 times out of 10, what is it? They don't that many people don't show up for the voting or show up
Yeah.
for the people for the election. So if we all show up for the election, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna get somebody in there that we want. And that's what you need is somebody in there that represents your interest. And you start small, and then go bigger, bigger, bigger. But you start in your own community. We don't even start in our own community. We just look at the presidential election, maybe some senators, but you don't think of the school board. School board can affect a whole bunch of
Hmm.
stuff. Go along with kids, go along with the parks, go along with all that. We got to start small. But I'm saying, as poor people, as I'm not calling us poor, but I'm just saying, the poor. There's rich people, and then there's us, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, with us poor people, we need to start looking at these small things first and making those small changes, because otherwise we're going to continue to be poor. We're going to continue to be fighting amongst each other. I don't want to fight with no white motherfucker about race and shit. I don't give a fuck about your race. I give a
But
fuck about the money.
But you know what the problem is, HQ? The poor white people are some of the most racist white people. I was on the road driving back and forth to Texas. Poor white people are the most racist. You said something about Trump kind of blowing the whistle for all of this racist stuff to come out. It's his following. His poor white inner country backwood cousin hunching meth smoking followers are the
Right.
most racist, and they a big majority. Them are the ones that we can't really work with them. Them the ones that storm the Capitol. They're the ones who are long legacy police officers and do racist shit. They just be on that. I grew up poor in a big major black city. So
Right.
I ain't really never really had to worry about, like, I'm used to working with my community.
Mhm.
One thing about it, we fuck with each other. We got a lot of crazy stuff that go on, but we fuck with each other in the city for real. We support each other. Uh, and that's just got to
Black folks,
become the
black
norm.
folks in
Yeah,
the city,
in
black folks
Detroit.
in the
Yeah.
city. Oh, okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
We got an organization called New Era Detroit, and now
Mhm.
they nationwide. They be in Atlanta, Chicago, California, wherever the ghettos at. They walk old ladies across the street type stuff. Like they be at the liquor stores at night and at the
Mhm.
gas stations, because that's where your chances of getting carjacked are the highest. And they
Mm.
be out there with ARs, bulletproof vests, making sure people just feel safe. Not to
I
even
got one question for you when you get a
Mhm.
chance. I got
For
just one
sure.
question.
For sure. Go ahead.
We got a lot of black people in this country. Why do black people don't reach back and help the community the way they're supposed to?
A lot of it be self-hate, but a lot of it go back to what I was saying. Like, you hustle so hard to just get the fuck out the hood because it's so traumatizing. You don't ever want to go back. A lot of people get money and they never going back to where they came from. They don't even want to look there. They want to make sure all their family move away, which is cool to want to move in a safer area. I do understand that, but
Mhm, mhm.
they just kind of is like the crab that made it out the barrel ain't never going to look at another barrel.
So
So
why wouldn't somebody like Jay-Z, Will Smith, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, why wouldn't they be able to start their own league? Why wouldn't they be able to do that?
that's it's too much power, generational power and generational control. And yeah, these guys make a lot of money, but you got to think on the grand scheme of the money, they're the poor of the rich. Like even Jay-Z and Beyonce being a billionaire, they're not, they're middle class in their league of white people that they have to answer to.
Mhm.
These motherfuckers got on the color blue money. These motherfuckers got, we the reason why you could turn on water money. These motherfuckers got, we own electricity money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm,
so, and the powers that be don't want that to happen. You know what Jay-Z did? Because this has been a tactic for a long time, back with Michael Jackson. Uh, breaking when a rich black person is getting too much power and feeling himself too much, they do attack you and they tarnish your name. Jay
mhm,
Z did something real powerful fighting Bugsby. He set a precedent that you're not going to just be able to attack every rich black person. We're getting smarter. We got lawyers now that's really rocking with us that ain't gonna just feed us to the wolves. So
right,
it's a process. It's only been the 10 to 2000s that we even had a footing to even be able to make, like in the 90s it wasn't no billionaire black people
mhm,
for real, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Oprah was still on her rise, you
right,
know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't no, and I was born in the 90s, like that was just yesterday that all black, it was a very very low ceiling for you to get rich as a black person. So
mm.
it's gonna take a minute, but we
So
but we gotta build that respect and camaraderie with our people on the ground level as we rise. And
so
that will
this
change
is
some
another
stuff.
question. Another
Uh-huh.
question. Another question. So is that what happened to Shadur? That Shadur boy?
The door,
Shadur,
uh
I forgot the hell his last name. Is that,
Sanders.
yeah,
Shador Sanders.
is that what happened
Yeah.
to him? They wasn't gonna
Well,
let him get where he wanted to go or do what he wanted to do? Or he
I
got
like
too big for his britches?
I like football, but that is a that is complete. The whole draft is reminiscent of selling slaves. And I seen that a long time ago and it fucked with me
Hmm.
because they it's a running joke that if you go and you put if two white people go put together a basketball team, they're gonna try to race to pick all the black people. As
Mm,
I was talking to this older white guy, he was showing me that he was running track. He was real fast. He was like, yeah, man, I was almost black people fast. I was uh dusting them white boys. He's white. He's acknowledging that we come equipped for strength and athleticism.
right.
So that process being so reminiscent of, I got a big strong boy here, he can work the fields all day. They don't have no room for a Deion Sanders, and especially his son that's already been rich. Deion Sanders was a problem, but didn't start off rich, and he grew his ego. But
Right.
he been molding his children with that ego and that I'm the man, I'm a king energy. They whole life. There ain't no way in hell they want to deal with that. Yeah, they want to blame it on he did this and he did that, and his dad gonna be a problem. But we know what it is. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? At the
mm,
core, they don't have time for somebody who said, I don't even need the NFL, I'm already rich. And that's
mm,
facts. You know what I'm saying? Because they need these athletes. That's why they just start paying college athletes. They just started paying college athletes recently. They don't need nobody who don't need them. They want these people to feel like they saved them. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
why?
that
So I get all that. I get that. So we're saying we ain't never gonna be able to get out of that, but that you're not never gonna be able to get out of that hole being black people, and specifically in the sports arena, because we got so many black athletes. There ain't no way for them to get. They couldn't gang up and not play, or
it's it's too. I think the Colin Kaepernick situation a couple years ago showed it best. Motherfuckers trying to take care of their families, and we just got this. It's the trauma from growing up, not knowing where your next meal was gonna come from. And that's engraved in a lot of us that make it to those levels. Because these, like, Shador Sanders is first generation born rich black athlete.
Mhm,
LeBron James got his son playing. So that's where it starts. It just takes time. We see it coming. Now think about when Shador Sanders' son go to the league and LeBron grandkids go to league. At
mhm,
that point, now we talking about generational wealth. That's three generations of rich people. So it's not something, like I said, we just started getting the Michael Jordan wasn't even making that type of money when he was playing as today these players are making. So it is a process that we just now really being able to get started. We
mhm,
just now healing from the crack epidemic. We just now growing to a point where we can start. It's very, you can't com- compete combat you can't combat generational wealth with
mhm,
first generational wealth. Just the
mhm,
first generation of the billionaire can't compete with the motherfucker that's the fifth billionaire in his family. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So it we leveling that shit, and then we gonna see what they do with that when, you know, we can. You know, Jay-Z's grandson will be rich and will be doing innovative stuff. But we gotta give it time, and we gotta instill that respect for each other and that love for each other
right.
as we get to that point, you know?
So we got generations to go before we can. This racism thing tries to clear the air with this racism thing, because it's pure racism that is letting him not do what he do. Because then you can't tell me there ain't no arrogant white boys. You can't tell me there wasn't
Facts.
no arrogant white boys. So
Always.
why how they do Shadur so dirty like they did Shadur? I'm assuming
Very,
it's dirty because I
very,
don't know really.
it's been an attack on black masculinity, period. This It's been an attack on black masculinity my whole life. So we just gotta, you know what I'm saying, stand on black masculinity. You
Mm,
know what I mean? That just starts with everybody at the crib. We gotta respect it, honor it. Black femininity has its place as well, but I can't speak to that because I'm not on that side of it. You know, I
mm,
teach my daughter to be feminine. I teach my daughter what I can when it comes to that, but I can teach my son a lot more
right.
about being a proud black man.
But another question. You said that they would never let somebody like LeBron, Shakur, all of you. They would never let them start their own league, right?
Yeah.
They would never start their own league. My question would be, how would they be able to stop them?
My thing is they can't stop them. We just don't. It's a lot more resources than just putting Jay Z, Diddy, well, not Diddy, but Jay Z, LeBron, and, you know, a couple of other the rich guys together and saying, you know, go get a one stadium or two stadiums and start a league that can compete with the NBA or the NFL. So it's just not feasible at this moment.
Mm. Because I'm trying to figure out why. I mean, I see it in my brain, in my head. I'm like, damn, they got all that money. They got billions of money. We got millionaires. We got all these people. If we just snatched all the black athletes up out of there and then said they gonna play in this league, and y'all got to come get us over here. How would
Support
they do?
HBCUs, support HBCUs, support your power leagues in the hood. Go
Right.
give some money for uniforms. That's
Mhm.
where it start. We can't put everything on the billionaires. But if I was a billionaire and I seen that, I wasn't even thinking about it, but I seen in my city, oh, the local dope dealers and the local car wash owners and the local plant managers are putting money together to make these middle school and high school leagues in the inner city
Right.
better, and they trying to build a field or a new stadium. That will inspire me to do more. So we start on the ground level, we can meet each other in the middle for sure.
Okay. Okay. So that's where yeah, because I don't look. I try not to look at race. I try not to do that because I can't stand that kind of ish. I want us to I want us to try to level this playing field, start little, and then we build up, and then it's undeniable. I just want it to be undeniable. I want to walk into a place and then they not look at me crazy for buying a Mercedes. Or I want to walk into a place and say, I'm gonna put $1 billion down on blase woo woo without them looking at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just want it to be where you don't look at me as though I'm less than when I walk in there and I want to do something. And I see us all making money and doing the things that we can do, but I don't see us helping each other rise above. Why ain't no black people bought a town and started expanding on that town where just, why ain't black people did that?
It
Or
was
what?
just in your time period, black people could barely move into certain neighborhoods. Still to this day, black people can't really move into certain neighborhoods. But like I
Land is
said,
land. We can buy land. We can buy
mhm,
land. We can expand. We can buy. You know what I'm saying? We can buy land and then try to expand into that where we recruit. We actually recruit black folks. We actually recruit. We not holding it against other folks, but we actively recruiting black people. You can't say that we just told all black people to move here when black people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
oh, I never been to Atlanta, but from what I can hear and see, uh, it's pretty black, and it's a lot of black businesses. A lot of people got big black houses, and they doing their thing. Here is the same way. We supporting each other. We got a lot of black owned restaurants, bars, cigar bars, clubs, and it start on that level. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of rappers that are local here. Detroit rap music has become so popular. They're
Mhm.
buying up all the houses. They're getting with people to buy houses, to buy warehouses, to buy strip malls. We're seeing a lot more. Like my city was vacant when I was growing up. A white
Mhm.
man made a book about it, and I read it a long time ago. I forgot his name. He was a guy in the news or whatever, but he talked about just the abandonment of the city. The city was abandoned. Our downtown was abandoned when I was growing up.
Right.
Everything is flourishing now. Everybody buying up everything, and you can see a battle between the locals and the outer town white people trying to buy up everything because we put a value in
Yeah.
our city,
Right.
and we're making our neighborhoods look good again. We're making our community flourish, and now you see the bigger people coming in and trying to take advantage of that. And that's we keep doing that in all of these inner cities, and we
Right.
keep, what I'm saying, like on the ground level. I'm gonna always say that this fight is
Right.
on the ground level. It's guerrilla warfare. We fight it on the
And
ground,
right.
and we gonna see the bigger change than is it take a lot more than just money. It take a mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, because I saw an advertisement, and what got me to thinking about it, I saw this group of people who bought a town. They bought something, or they bought land, or they did something like that. Whether they wanted to buy, or they wanted the black community to come together and do whatever they had to do, right, to flourish. But why is it not such a widespread thing with some of the rich? Some of the, I guess it's a matter of you just want to keep your money and you don't want to help or pull other people up with you. Like Rain said, there's immigrants, Indian immigrants who buy places in the United States, and then they have a whole town. Why not buy a whole town and then build around that whole town? Do we got black towns? Do we got black towns in the United States where it's just black folks?
Man, I don't know the answer to that, but I can see it happening. Like I said, my city, you could drive all through my city for hours and really not see too many white people that
Mm,
ain't on drugs. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see more white people when you get downtown, but when you just ride through the nice neighborhoods, it's a guy here that bought four houses on the block and turned it into a giant mansion. Like this place is crazy. He connected all the cribs, and he fenced it all in. It looked like a palace.
mm,
The city been fighting him for years to take
mm.
it, and he just finally was able to keep his home. They was trying to take it and give him all type of redlining because they don't want to see that. That's gonna start a trend. So it's a lot. It go back to voting local and putting the right people in office. So when you do these type of things,
Right,
you can get the permits and the codes, and you can actually uh you can actually operate in this system because we still in the system. No
right.
matter what, we're gonna be in this system. And like you were saying with you want to be able to go buy a Benz and not get looked at funny. That's
Right.
just a mentality HQ that I don't think is gonna go nowhere. But we
Mm,
can't worry about that. You
right.
still got to go in there with your head held high and
Right.
cash that Benz out and look at them like, yeah, I'm a black lady and I'm buying me a Benz. I'm about to buy a Top Pro, a Trackhawk, and you know what I'm saying?
Here's another question. Here's another question. Why do you think people had such a big problem with that black statue in Times Square?
Oh man. Uh I think, well, my opinion on the statue
Right.
is not a good representation. And yes, it looks like a lot of black women, but that's not a good thing. And I said in the chat when y'all was talking about it on Regal Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
if they made a statue of a fat 5'3" bald black dude with a patchy beard, no black man will like that. You want the statue to look like Zeus. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the Greek statues, you see the black Egyptian statues. You
Right.
just want it to be the best representation of your people. And I feel like it did come off as a chubby, angry black woman. Like they kind
Mm-hmm.
of tried to be subtle with that look. And I understand that. I got a black mama from the ghetto. My mama crazy than a motherfucker. But I don't want I don't want them putting up a statue representing her for the people. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I hate on it because it's a black woman? Hell no. If they would have put a better representation of a black woman up, I'd be all for it. You know what I'm saying? But just what it don't
Is what it
it,
is. It
yeah,
is
if they would have put a statue
representing
of a
us.
if they would have put a statue of a black dude with a ski mask on holding a Draco or something, I'd be pissed off because that's not who we that is not
But
the
this is what she
representation of
is
who we
who
should
we are. She is who we are.
but she's not who
80%.
she's
80.
not who if my all right, so my daughter's 14. If my daughter look at that statue, I do not want her to look at that statue and say, that's what I want to be. And as a father to a daughter, I'd rather that statue be something that I could take. I would be like, I'm taking you to New York to see this statue, and it looked like something that would inspire her. It just did not look inspiring to be a statue. I don't know who that was for,
So
but
why
it
would
wasn't for that.
why would it have to be something that she aspires to? Why wouldn't it, if you have a fat daughter, why wouldn't that be something that would encourage her, make her feel good about herself if she saw that statue? Everybody says, everybody says
Because if my
80%.
daughter
Hold on. It's 80% of us are heavy set. 80%. Now, if 80% of us are heavy set, that means that statue represents the bulk of us black women.
my daughter was overweight, I would not take her to see that statue to feel better about herself. I would take her to the field to go jog some laps with me, because that's not what we want to aspire. It is a truth and a reality, but there's large percentages of our community that we don't want to aspire to be. You don't want to. It's a lot of drug dealers in our community. You don't want a statue of a drug dealer in the middle of the city because you don't want that representation. Like you were saying, New York
Yeah,
is a
but
hub.
what was wrong with her depiction? There was nothing wrong with that picture. She didn't have on no rag. She didn't have on no bonnet. She didn't have on none of that. She was just standing there in a t-shirt and jeans. What was wrong with that picture other than the fact that she's fat?
Would have wanted that statue to be something that I would put on a chain.
So we gotta always see beautiful. So the beautiful skinny women are acceptable in public.
No, but if I have to say, all right, this statue is in New York City, all the immigrants that come in and out of New York always been a hub for immigrants coming in and out. All communities, Asian, Dominicans, and all of that. I want them to see something like the Statue of Liberty is not fat. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want them to see something that is astonishing, not an inside joke that they can laugh about. And it's not saying fat black women shouldn't be represented, but
Yes,
not
that
in
is. Yes,
that
that
way.
is. That's exactly what everybody keeps saying. I'm not saying just you. You're not the only person that has that
Hmm.
address. I'm saying that's exactly what you all are saying. You're saying that black person who is 80% of us, 80% of us, you don't want us representing you in public. It's a shame that you all have to give us that image of you black women, even though 80% of y'all are that way, that size. I'm just saying that's the way it comes across. That's the way it comes across. Every person that I've spoken to says, well, that's not a good representation, but that's exactly the representation you all said we had. Most people say 80% of us are overweight. But the minute we get a statue that says 80%, no, that ain't good enough. You don't look good enough. Hell no, we don't want that fat bitch up there. We don't want her representing nothing. What do you mean? You said we were 80% overweight. Now we have somebody saying we have a statue portraying that. I'm not saying it's portraying us in a negative. It's not portraying us in a negative way. Otherwise, she'd have a bonnet on, or she'd be looking like Kylie Red. She looks just like any normal average human being on the street that's a normal average 80% overweight human being that we represent. 80%. Are we is that what we said? That we said 80% is overweight, right? So therefore that does represent black women. So are we saying that we just want to see skinny women in public? We don't really want to see ourselves in public. We just want to see the skinny people in public. So the skinny people are more acceptable than what we really is. That's the way I looked at it when I heard people say that. And you everybody has to have their own opinion. Everybody has their opinion. I get it. But that's the way it comes across me. And I'm not hefty like that picture, that statue. But I even felt offended when I heard people say, "Man, you got that black woman up there, that fat black woman." Oh, damn, you say we 80% overweight. So now we can't even be our true selves in public because they're ashamed to see us in public, even though that's what 80% of us is. That's the way it looks. And if I take my daughter to or my granddaughter or whatever, no, I'm not saying to her that statue doesn't represent. Hey, honey, I want you to aspire to be that way. That statue says the world now sees me the way I really am. And what I really am looks like every other black person that we see. It's nothing offensive about it. We all, 80% of us, are overweight. So therefore, a child shouldn't feel ashamed of something that they see every day because our daughters and sons see that heavy person every day, right? In our neighborhoods. and our families. I'm just saying I don't want no fake person up there representing me. Even though I'm not heavy set, that person, I know that person in the neighborhood. Most people say 80% of black women are overweight. 80%. So if 80% of us are overweight, then that woman is a perfect representation. She's not blowed out. She's mediocrely, she's maybe 30, 40 pounds overweight, but she's
I
still
can't. I'm not a woman, so I can't really tell women how they should feel about the statue. I don't have too much of an opinion on it outside of, like I said, if I was to be taking my daughter to New York, I would rather a statue that would look like something that I want her,
more
saying
beautiful.
maybe a more professional, happy, whatever. I can't really speak on that. But if it was a statue of a black man that was out
Right.
of shape,
Mhm.
it looked like something I didn't want to be, I would feel offended. I
There-
wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I would feel offended, like, damn, that's how they representing us in New York when everybody walking through Times Square to see whatever they're gonna see that statue. I would feel offended. I would
you
feel like a lot of people
not
outside of
overweight, right?
I
Most
will
men not overweight though, like that, right?
a lot of niggas are, and I would feel like they representing my people poorly. And I use another example, the ski mask, or just any type of example of a black man that didn't seem like something I wanted to represent me as my people because I love my people. So I'm gonna want. I love I love my brothers. I love other black men. I want us to be way better. I want our image. I'm real big on the black man's image being a lot better. It don't gotta be all suits and ties, but we gotta represent our image a lot better. So as that type of mindset I have, I will feel insulted if they threw up a statue of a black man that was
Mhm.
just not a good representation of my people. We got a statue of Joe Louis Fish downtown. I
Right.
love that statue because it's a statue of Joe Louis Fish. I done seen statues of Muhammad Ali. I done seen statues and pictures of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. These are images that
Mhm.
I can strive to be because I know they represent a good quality of my people. It
Mhm.
might not be the majority of my people, but it's a represent. Now I can take my son and go see Joe Louis Fish. Like, you see that boy, you see how strong he was. He was this, he was that. So I
Mhm.
don't have that, and I think that that's what a statue in particular, because art and pictures and paintings can be different. But a statue, when I think of statues, I'm thinking of pyramids, I'm thinking of Greek mythology statues, I'm
Mhm.
thinking of all of these things that's gonna be there for a long time
Right.
that captures the strength and the best forms of whatever is depicting. So I would love for that statue of that black woman to just be more, and I get it. I get it. Like, I'm not somebody who just gonna throw away my people. I'm not gonna throw away black women because they chubby, wear wigs, wear lashes, or none of that. Even if I don't want to deal with them in particular, you're not less than to me. I'm not gonna shit on you, none of that. And I get that those women probably feel better seeing that, and I do understand that. But on the reverse side of it, we want our people's image to be the best that it can be. We don't want the angry black woman image going around. We don't want the ratchet black woman image going around. We have too many things in our community that show us bad, stripping in Lululemon, Stacey Red talking about Uchi Coochie. We got way too many bad representations. You put a motherfucking statue up, it better look great. It better be inspiring to Asians, Muslims.
So why did they put this one up there?
I
Why?
don't know. I don't have no idea. I found out about it when we was watching it together.
I did too. I
Like,
found out it right then. So I'm saying, why did they put that particular statue up there? Out of all the
But if it was, from my understanding, it was made by a black man
mhm.
that was Mr. Walker crazy. It was made by a black man from outside his country. So that even makes me look at it even more weird, because it's like this is what he look at black American women as. And that ain't, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna you know what I'm saying? I don't want I already got a problem with outsiders critiquing our culture. I already have a problem with that. I don't care
Yeah,
if you
but he
white or
still,
from another country.
yeah,
You
but he's
I
still black. He was still a black artist,
But
and
he's
he still.
critiquing black American, and I like making a drawing a line in the sand
But we didn't know it's
for
Black American.
yeah.
But we don't know that statue of Black American. We just know it's a black woman. It didn't say
Ah,
whatever. I'm saying he has black people that are overweight in his family the same way. That's what I'm saying. He understands the artist is black, so I'm sure he's got fat black women in his family too.
So
So
if he come out and say this is my mama, then yeah, I'm gonna look at it differently. But he didn't give any context or nuance to what the statue was. He put a statue of what looks like a black American woman in the middle of Times Square.
mhm,
So we interpreting it as what we see. And I just, like I said, I'm not against uh I'm not gonna speak for how black women should
why
feel
does it
about it.
mock? He says the statue mocks our women. What do you mean mocks your women? What do you mean it mocks women?
And did have a sarcastic undertone, because I looked it up after we watched that, and I seen a lot of people outside of our culture talking shit on TikTok about it. And that's not, of course, not a good place to find information, but you can see the temperature of people, and they definitely are mocking that. And
Mhm.
then you see the black women that was just at the airport that got fired. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to enjoy shitting on black women.
Right.
I come from the ghetto. My mom is a crazy ghetto black lady. I love her. She's trying to change. She's almost your age. She's trying to change now, but
Mhm.
me growing up, I done seen my mom do some crazy shit. I don't want I would not want to memorialize those times that I seen my mom wild out and fit stereotypes. And from what I see, the reception of people who are outside of our culture, they are like, you down there could have just put a black fat dude up there eating a box of Popeyes and watermelon and grape Kool-Aid. Like it came off stereotypical. It came off angry, chubby black woman, and I don't like that. I don't like the representation of our people being stereotypical in any type of way.
Mm, okay. And this is the whole point of that whole statue. It's for us to have this conversation and to have this the difference of opinion because everybody has a different opinion. Some people say it's wrong, it's right, it's not, it's wrong. I wish she would have been skinny. I would have accepted this or that or whatever. But I just trying to figure out how we can address this fat shaming thing that we in America seems to have. Because if she was a skinny person, why do people consider her angry? I don't see no angry expression on her face. I don't see none of that. Then they say, well, it should have been a more acceptable statue. Why? Why is everybody fat shaming this girl? The only thing I see wrong with her that people would criticize is the fact that she's overweight. She has on
Uh,
jeans and a t-shirt, but she's fat. Now, if she would have been skinny, we wouldn't have had a problem. So it's got to be because everybody's ashamed of the fact that she's fat, or they're trying to fat shame us into doing something other than what is being portrayed. So why is it that we got a whole nation of people ashamed of fat people?
oh,
Because you can't see her expression. Her expression is not mean. She's not doing anything threatening. She don't have her fist up like this. She just standing there like this, and that's it. But
All
she's
right.
fat.
If she was skinny, she would have probably looked like Felicia off of Friday by Felicia, and I wouldn't have liked that either. If they just shrunk her in the very same stance and look she had, I wouldn't have agreed with that either. She came off to me like my mom's like, boy, bring your ass in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see that when I looked at that statue. I
Do
damn near
you
heard my
think?
mama's voice.
Do you hear? Do
So
you probably think? Could it be? But see, you may be able to analyze why you feel the way. A lot of people don't analyze the way they feel some type of way. A lot of people are upset because she's fat, and that's the only reason why they have a problem with her is because she's fat.
well,
And I'm going to hear a
that's a
lot. I'm going to have a lot of backlash on it. No, that ain't it. HQ. There's only three things that could. There's only three things about that statue
hands
that
on
would
her hip.
what they are. It's her facial expression, but she don't have no expression. Her hands on her hips, or the fact that she's fat. It's one of those three things that people got a problem with. So
It's a combination. She got the appearance and demeanor of I'ma tell you or go get your motherfucking manager. We ain't paying this. Like that's the that's the implication that it comes off, and it seems like it was purposely done that way for her to come off like that in a subtle way though, not like mouth open, yelling, screaming, but subtly uh it do look like a new version of the mammy, like today's version of the mammy to me. And America is fat as a whole. I go to Walmart, I see three blowed out big white Becky's on them little scooters all the time.
mhm.
So America fat, well, that is what it is. But for
So
that statue,
are we saying, and I'm saying it can have you're saying to me, that it has nothing to do with her being fat.
I'm saying it's a totality of the statue and how it comes
Okay,
across and
I got
represents.
it. Okay. So it's a totality of that. But
Hmm.
I'm saying to you, there's a lot of people out there that just because she's fat, that is why they reject the statue. And I'm saying that's wrong to reject the statue because she's fat. You have to take the whole statue in, not because she's fat. Well, she. I don't want her to represent me. What is wrong with her representing you? If she was skinny, it would be okay for her to represent you, but she's fat. I'm just saying people need to look at their biases before they say, okay, well, why don't I like this statue? I don't like this statue because she's fat. Okay, I can accept that. If you say that, I can accept that. But I'm saying that's something that needs to be addressed in our society. If 80% of us are fat, that means you reject 80% of the people on this planet or in our society, our culture. You reject 80% of them because they're fat. That's what it says to me when people reject that statue because of her weight. She don't look good. She ain't cute. She ain't that. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. If she was skinny, would we still get this kind of pushback? That's the question I need people to ask themselves. If she was skinny, would we have this pushback about this statue?
I told you, if she was skinny, she would have came off like Felicia from Friday to me. And it's just the it's just the whole I would have rather
Lisa from
something the crackhead that was on Friday. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be saying that's a good representation either. I would have just liked a better look. I would have preferred a black family.
Mhm.
That's a whole another conversation. I will definitely prefer when
Yeah,
you
but I
put a
think there's only three white men in there.
yeah, and
Only
that's
like
cool. That's cool. I would have felt some type of way if it was a black woman and they added a kid with no father. I would have felt I would be if they even left that woman just like that with a black man, maybe like the everybody hates Chris looking father and
mhm.
a couple kids with him. I would have been happy. I wouldn't even be complaining. I'm like, shit, that's a black family. Cool. I'll take the kids to go see something like that. So I think it's just what it
I would like
implies.
to know why he made that particular statue. Why
Yeah.
he did that.
We gotta see though. I'm sure he gonna speak about that more.
Yeah,
Uh
because
we
I mean,
gotta
he got to explain why you do that. If you want, but then again, we wouldn't be talking about it. It was just a shitty ass statue, right?
yeah.
So maybe that was why. Let me put this on here because I know they're gonna have it. They're gonna act up because of this. Let me put this on here. Maybe it was because of that. We don't know. Maybe it was just because of this controversy, just so people could talk about it like this, that he made this statue like this. That could be it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Panda statue. Shut up. I'm ready. It could be it. We don't know. I mean, you never know what you know. But then again, he's from a foreign country. Maybe all the women are fat there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know why he made it the way he made it. Maybe if he comes out and has a conversation about why he made it, then maybe we would understand. But I can only go by what he put out there in front of us, and I'm saying I accept that we are 80% overweight. So it is a good it's a representation of us. And we can't be embarrassed because of it. We can't be embarrassed because of it because it's us or 80% of the women. It just is what it is. I don't know, I can't make 80% of us lose weight in 5 minutes. So you know what I'm saying?
I,
That's just every day you showing a picture of that's just like showing like if somebody said, "Oh, the best version of men is the white male, 6 feet tall, skinny, and bronze." That's the best version. That's how it comes across to me when I hear people talk about that statue. The best version. The best version of man is this.
yeah. But
And then
to
it's like,
to
oh,
that point, most statues of men that I've seen that I will acknowledge are statues of men in the form that I would strive to be in. Muscular, looking like they are strong, looking like they have integrity, looking like they, you know what I'm saying? Like I would want any representation of me as a man. I always attach black man to me as a man, but I would want those representations to be of the highest caliber. And I always a lot of people always talk about, oh, you human before you a color. And I always combat that with when my mom was pregnant with me and she took that pregnancy test, she knew I was gonna be black before she knew I was gonna be a boy or a girl. So that was
mm,
already confirmed. That
right,
my me popping out black, unless she was creeping, me popping out black was already confirmed
right,
before they even knew the gender, because you don't know the gender for another couple months.
right,
So when I was having my children, I knew I was having black children. So I'm always attach who and what I am
right.
together. I am a black man. It ain't gonna never be no, well, I'm a man. So I don't look at other races to represent me on no type of way or fashion because
Right.
God blessed me to be a black man. I wouldn't want to be nothing else.
I don't want to
Nothing
be nothing
else.
else. Nothing else. Nothing else but that. Right. That's the way I feel. The same way that I feel. I get it. I do. Wait a minute. Project Leroy, you said it's not 80%. Stop parroting that lie. What do you mean? What lie? You asked me that earlier. Do we or do we not say 80% of black women are overweight or obese? Do we or do we not? Ty? Ain't
I
that the
didn't
stat?
say that. I will have to
No,
look
no,
that up.
not you, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
isn't that the stat?
I don't know. I will have to, report the media man and get the statistics on that. But I definitely know it's a lot of fat people and a lot of skinny people. I
Right.
would just say, shit, get healthy and work on yourself. You know
No,
what I'm
no, I'm
saying?
saying, I'm saying the stat we always hear. So it's 60% of us overweight. I could have sworn it was 80% of us that.
You got Chat GPT opened up. Go ahead.
I could have sworn that was the stat that we kept hearing in the chat. How what is the percentage of what you know what? Black women overweight, right? Let's see. Overweight don't mean obese.
Right. So you do got overweight, you got obese, you got morbidly obese. So,
That's
you
where I
know.
got it from. As of most recent data, approximately 80% of Black women in the United States are classified as either overweight or obese. Specifically, 60 are considered obese and defined as 30% or higher. And then the rest, the 20%, are just overweight. That's where I got the 80% from. 80% of the women are considered obese or overweight. I had heard that somewhere and got that stat from somewhere. That's where I got it. 60 is obese, 80 is overweight. That's 20% is overweight and 80%, 60% is obese. 80% of our women are overweight.
read your read your super chat.
You said, okay, why everybody be saying that I don't get enough super chats to be focused?
If you get one super chat, you stop
I
and
do
read
be
it.
reading it. I do be reading it, but I can't stop in the middle of everything and then read a super chat. Boy, 20%, Mr. Walker, shut up. $2. Read the super chat. You right.
That's his second one.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this second? Okay, let me move. Hold on, y'all.
Hold on.
I'm gonna read them. Jesus. Mr. Walker 2. It's the frumpy inglorious totality of it all. Oh wow, that's the statue. Stop it. Jayaya, aka the Saturn Man, $10. Thank you. From this chatter, HQ, our image as a whole is not good in the country. I know it's unfair and the most unwarranted, but because of that, we have to be extra careful of how we are portrayed. Only the best. I hear that. Yes, I do. Number two, $2. Where the Fiznuk is my rent? Oh shoot, I forgot to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I keep forgetting. It's got to be done after this, after everything closes out. Otherwise, it won't let you do it connect inside of the thing. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember. But
You need
anyway,
a Discord too. You need
I
to
don't
make
know
you a
what the hell that
Discord.
mean. I don't know what that mean. I don't know what that mean. Don't be asking for weird shit and I don't know what it means. I heard of that, but I don't know what that means. But anyway, thank you, Ty. Ty, damn, you be coming up and you be informed. Why you just don't come on? Why you don't come on the why don't you don't come on and host a show with me? I'll put some what is it called? Potential candidates or something. Why you don't come up and do none of that?
Well, one, I be at work a lot, and my
Mm-hmm.
reception don't be the best because I'm driving. I'm a truck
Oh,
driver. And two, like earlier, them
mm-hmm.
type of shows ain't for me. I don't really want to get up there and argue with a whole bunch of dudes. And I don't like to just just tell every woman that come up her pH bad and she got a wig on. Like I don't conform to all of that. I be more so like, because the way that I vet women, they gonna all fall into a bucket that I might be able to get to know them if they got qualities. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think most men who are logical and are dating, like I'm young and dating. So a lot of women, Gmail is something wrong with wigs and bonnets. If I'm
Wow.
outside and I'm dating,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at I'm gonna see a chunky girl, but she pretty, she's shaped right, and she might be in a career, that is beneficial. She might be cool, she might got a personality. I give her a chance to kick it with and see where we go. It might, there's just so many different types of women that you meet when you dating that you can't just like a lot of dudes be on these panels just like trying to break women down to a point where there's just no hope for them, and that's just not real reality. And every person that you date, you're not dating with the intention to get married. I don't know if that's just me because I'm not specifically dating to get married. I don't think, oh, I'm gonna find my wife. Like if I do, if I discover a woman that we grow and build to that level, then that's different. But when I'm out here just dating, it's like I just want a cool, excuse me, I'm sorry. I just want a cool conversation and some
Hmm.
cheeks. So there's a lot of women that fall in that category that be on Kendra G. Some of them is like, no, I ain't dealing with her. A lot of them like, no, I ain't dealing with her. I don't really like a bunch of kids and all that. But you could deal with a baby mama and never see her kids. You could take a woman on a date and not spend no money. You could do a lot of these things in real life that the
Right.
talking points online don't even match. It's like the internet version of dating and what real life version of dating is just totally two totally different things. And that's why it's easy for me to call out people, G Honda, that ain't really out here dating women. You know what I'm saying? Like they just
Right.
talking, they talking, they're not experiencing different type of women. I could go through my phone and see so many different type of women, small, natural hair, wigs, and
Mhm.
they all respond to me feminine. Some of them might have masculine demeanors, but they don't really show that to me because I don't really allow the space for that.
Uh-huh.
My masculine energy creates a space for the women to be feminine. And that's not because I'm spending a whole bunch of money. That's not because I'm simping. That's just because it's not because I'm angry and I'm telling her what to do. It's just because I'm me and I'm being genuinely myself. And I'm trying to stay in my masculine frame. So a
Mhm.
woman going she gon' I didn't experience women that's nurturing, feminine, nice, sweet, want to wash my locks, just cool. I done dated a lot of women that do nails, so they clean my nails for me. They be like, "Come over, pull up. I'm about to get your nails together." I pull up, we talk, we watch movies. They done clipped and clean my nails. That
Mhm.
shit exists on a lot of levels, but
Right.
you got to be on your shit a lot of times. And I said it on your panel before.
Mhm.
These bad results are a reflection of where you are not meeting what you need to do as a man, and you're swimming in waters you can't handle. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to deal with women that deal with men that be on a shit. So they not gonna fuck with you like that. That's how you become, oh, this nigga is lunch. He's lunch in my phone. He's cash at bay.
Mm.
Cause you
Mm.
just set yourself up for that.
So
But
you, so
I
your results are different from what you see on your result are way different from what you see online. You say, yeah.
my whole life, but I grew up in a different era. Like I was outside at 13, 14,
Mm.
getting numbers and dealing with women, like talking to
Oh
women.
well, you socialize. Well, you're socialized to understand them and know them, and
Yeah.
they don't make you uncomfortable. So you're used to talking to. Okay, so that's a different thing. When you're used to talking to women and you being around women and understanding how to move around women, then you will understand what you need to do in order to get women. But a lot of men are not like that. A lot of men shy away from women. They have issues with women. They have problems with women. And it's not nothing to do with the fact that they may be ugly or not ugly. It's just that you're not socially
Yeah.
uh,
So
apt.
so so those type of men that you talking of, they get mad at these women because they think that they have a quality that he should respect. And I think that at the very least, women want a man with character and charisma that can talk to them. That's why so many nugs are getting so
Successful.
many women because they know how to talk to, like I got a cousin that is probably the biggest nug anybody in this chat has ever seen. This man can talk the draws off of
I
anything.
got a
I
nephew that
seen
I got a nephew like
this this dude is immaculate with it. He ain't never had a job. He don't do nothing. He ain't productive on no level.
No
but
level.
he will get any chick you put him around. And it's just you gotta have that character and you gotta have some charisma, and you gotta have a mouthpiece. And you only get that with her Gmail is crazy. You only get that with experience. So like
Right.
what I just naturally, if
Now,
I'm gonna
wait a minute. Not
Mhm.
experience, not necessarily experience having sex with women.
No, not sexual experience.
Is
Experience talking and being comfortable with
right,
women and learning
right,
learning what women like. So if
right.
you I go to a lot of places alone. I go to the bar. I go to the bar, get a drink, chill. I'm
Mhm.
99% of the time I'm going to if there I'm going to have interactions even if it's just a bartender. There I'm going to have a good conversation with women. I might not even always get their number, but if it's two single ladies at the bar, we gonna kick it. It's just a gravitational thing, especially when you just mind your business and you cool. G Honda, drop the link for G Honda because he wants to smoke.
Uh-oh,
He been having a
uh-oh.
rough weekend. I don't know why he won't smoke. I don't know, but come on up. And
Come
yes,
on
I'm
up.
not saying hoes, but all women like sex and are freaks. I'm not saying hoes off the street. I'm not saying tricking. I don't trick, but
Let me
all
read these super
I
chat. Let me read these two super chat. Then
for
you and
sure.
G Honda. You and G Honda. El Castigador, $5. It is DEI inspired. Give them a statue so they feel included. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Mad woke. Wow. Mariah, Jariah, aka the Saturnine Man, $5. HQ, you killed my name more than Gavin Smith. Low. Mariah rhymes with Mariah rhymes with Jariah rhymes with Mariah. Just replace MA with J. Okay, got you. Jariah. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Okay, G Honda. What are you talking about? G Honda, come up here. You
John,
almost think you're a nug nug. What's going on?
John, it ain't about being raised by a single mom because it was the men in my life that helped me talk to women. My pops used to talk to a lot of women when I go out with him to the grocery store and just doing stuff. He always had women that just loved him because he had a mouthpiece on him. I got that from pops. I got that from Papa Pro. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and uncles and cousins. It wasn't like it wasn't about my mom. It was about seeing men harm women and the way that women act differently around men that they like. And it wasn't about their money or their looks. It was about how they talk to them. So I would see dudes that couldn't talk to women and get hoed by women. And I would see dudes who could talk to women and get anything that they wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I think it just came from that. And I used to be a nug nug. So I came up around a bunch of nug nugs.
So he said he used to be a nug nug. G Honda.
G Honda boy, Fatty already cooked you today. You want some more? God damn.
Who cooked him today?
Fatty was roasting them in them rainbow lights earlier.
I don't know why y'all even get into it with Fatty. Fatty is gonna be Fatty.
Fatty crazy.
He gonna be Fatty. So anyway, G Honda ain't gonna come. Oh, there go Triple X. Oh, okay. Yes. So he was explaining, or he was trying to explain to G Honda different result. And I'm the same way, Ty. When people say to me, "You can't get no man," I say, "What the hell are you talking about? Where you been? What you mean? I'm not looking for a 30-year-old man, but men in my age range or more or older don't mind looking at this old piece of leather, wolf or lion. They don't
You
mind looking at me.
you celibate though, HQ.
I'm celibate until I ain't celibate.
Ah,
She's
So
celibate.
I'm
you gonna
celibate. I ain't
you
celibate.
gonna come show me around when I come down to Georgia?
No, 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 no. We don't. Triple X, I take a whole bunch of y'all out to dinner. Triple X, what do you have to say, sir? What do you have to say? Okay.
I didn't catch all of it, but I ain't heard nothing that I disagree with from what the brother was saying. You
Right.
know, he sounds like a seasoned man that's got some experience interacting with women, not unlike myself. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. I go out to a lot of bars and places by myself too. I
Mhm.
mean, that's a sheer sign of confidence when you can do that. Because a lot of guys, they don't feel comfortable going out by themselves, you
Right.
know. So you really kind of got to know what you're doing on that front,
Mhm.
because a lot of guys are just used to being in a group, you know. But you're gonna be in a lot of one-on-one or two-on-one or three-on-one interactions when you do that. So you definitely got to know how to interact with women for sure.
Right.
That's a fact, Triple X. I fuck with you too, bro. I be hearing you chop it up, and you got a perspective like you know how to handle yourself in a room full of women,
Right.
and dealing with multiple women gives you really good experience because you can't freeze up, you can't
Right.
hold yourself, you can't be sitting there, you gotta be the center of them engagements, so
Yeah.
And
it gets you.
just for the record, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to open the panels up on my channel, because I knew it was men that were in the chat or women that were in the chat that found it difficult to communicate in these kind of settings. You
Yeah.
know, you notice there are people who just will not come up. You speak
Yeah.
in regular life, you speak to regular people at your job. Why is it you're nervous to come on and set up here? And the whole point for people to come up here is to become comfortable enough to talk. Once you're up here about 4 or 5 times, you become comfortable, right? I mean, it's no big deal to come up here, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
who won't come up here. It's a lot of men that won't come up here, and this is a way to become more comfortable talking to women, talking to
That's true.
women, talking to men, the whole thing. That's the point.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
one of the reasons why I opened up the panel and people started coming up, because I wanted people to come up and talk. You don't never talk, and you may be scared of women, you may be scared of men, you may be any of those things. You want people to be comfortable to make these relationships work. And that was one of the reasons why, because I asked myself, why did I open up the panel when I didn't have to? I opened it up because I wanted to hear people talk. Are you comfortable up here talking? Would you like to become comfortable?
A lot of dudes don't want to go outside and touch the grass. I know that's a very overused statement, but it's true. You can't learn what you need to learn on YouTube and reading books and listening to coaches and listening to dating coaches. That's not gonna do it. You gotta just go outside, go to the grocery store. You see a pretty chick, you next to her, y'all getting garlic powder together, say something. Hey, you look nice today, or just get used to um exercising that muscle in your brain that
Right.
helps you converse with women and not be shy and not be drooling because she fine and all that lame stuff. Just kind of or go around other men that get results and go with them somewhere and watch. Like, goddamn, it's really easy. Shit, go downtown in your city on a
right.
Saturday night when everybody walking around drinking and everybody just feeling good. Get you a little drink and walk around and talk to you. Going, it'd be like a magnet because there's so many more women than men anywhere you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm. And the whole point is you need the experience of speaking and talking in real time. I mean, I get it. When you get on these panels, you get on the internet, you hear all kinds of things, but sometimes those things are just talking points, and those are not really reality. It's just talking point, and you have to get out there and smell the grass and get real world experience. And some people are gonna say, "I got real world experience," but the whole point is we trying to merge the experience. We want you to have real life experiences, not on the internet experiences, right?
Oh yeah. For sure. For sure. Oh yeah. Respect to you, Ty Pro. I appreciate them kind words, man. Earlier. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, you gotta you gotta get out of your shell.
Right.
You know
Right.
how it works is, as a man, you're gonna have to just beat the pavement.
Right.
There will be lots of nonsense along the way. That's
Yeah.
just part of it.
Right.
And
Right.
that's part of the game. As you get more seasoned,
Mm-hmm.
you become more averse to learning how to navigate around a lot of that nonsense
Right.
out there. So, or knowing when somebody don't want to be bothered. You
Right.
know? Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, a lot of rejection builds character. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Most of you are going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to get that. It is what it is, but don't take it personal. You take it and you mold it into actionable things that you take in, and you say, okay, this didn't work, that didn't work, she didn't like this, don't look at her that way, don't talk to her that way. This is all data that you're collecting. You're collecting data when you go out and you talk to women and you have experiences. Oh, okay, you like that orange? Oh, you like that concert? Oh, you like that? Wait a minute, how does that feel? And then walk away. Get the data, process the data, and then keep going, move it forward. Otherwise, you just become somebody. If somebody tell you all women ain't shit, if you don't have no experience with women, you gonna think all women ain't shit.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be colored. So you got to get outside and talk.
That rejection.
That's a beast for a lot of guys.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what taught me everything. That's what teaches me the most with women is where I fucked up, or how I lost women that I liked, or it helped me tweak my process in dealing with women to the point where now in my 30s, I'm a different breed than I was in my 20s. I will have a lot. The quantity might have been more, but now the quality is getting better and my
Mhm.
results is getting better because I can pinpoint what type of women want, this type of, like, it's like a computer. You're gonna compute the data when you getting rejected and when you just
Right.
having experiences,
Right.
and you don't always gotta close the deal when you meeting women in public. You don't want to come off thirsty. Women
Mhm.
gonna let you know that they either interested or they just enjoying the vibe, but you gotta have a balance of aggression. You gotta have a little bit of aggression in there. You
Mhm.
gotta push a little bit, but you gotta have that balance. It's like shooting a gun. Like you could pull the trigger, but at a certain point of pulling that trigger is gonna pop. You want to know exactly where that pressure point is at, and you gotta learn about going outside. You just gotta
Right.
get out there and figure out who you are and
Yes.
how you come across.
And to people, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. You have to do trial and error to find out A, what you like, B, what likes you, and C, the way to approach what likes you. It's all gathering of data, how you like this, how you like that. I mean, I know the men that are attracted to me aren't people who like makeup. So I don't wear makeup. Hope I don't need makeup, but I don't wear makeup very often, just very rarely. So I'm saying I know where my lane is and I stay in my lane. You have to learn your lane. You can't be out here talking about I want a six-figure woman and you only make $20 an hour.
HQ, well, she can get whatever she wants.
Who can get whatever they want? I'm sorry.
No, I said the quote HQ, she can get whatever she wants.
No, I mean,
like that girl you trying to put on me, she can
no,
get
it's not
whatever she
that.
wants.
I was just kidding with that. But I'm saying we if you get outside, you're gonna learn what they are. You got to learn the animal. You want to be in the same park as that animal, you need to learn how that animal moves. You need to learn how that animal walks, talks, and does all this stuff. And I'm saying different animals can get different. Every once in a while, a different animal will let you get them, but 9 times out of 10, if you stick into your same lane, you stick into what is attracted to you and you attracted to, you gonna find a whole bunch of them in a specific lane. if you just do the right thing. Make sure you know how to talk, walk, and do all of these kind of things. And the problem is a lot of us don't know how to walk and talk and do all these things. That's it. I don't know. Triple. I say that all the time. I do. I see that. If you can get what you want, I mean,
I just like that because it's funny when you say it. You
I
know?
mean, you can get, most people can get what they want if they understand their lane. If you understand your lane.
Yeah, I think
And I only want what I want. So when I want something, okay. So if I want to ride a horse, I know I can't run up to that horse and pat him on the ass and do all this kind of stuff.
I think you're right. I'm gonna say this. I think she could get. We're just using that girl for an example. She could get whatever that's within her ability to get.
Yes.
You know, she's not getting a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder with clout. Like that's, even though somebody can say she can get what she wants, she ain't getting that.
No.
She probably ain't getting that if she paid. She ain't getting that.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, I get the gist of
you
what
just
saying.
stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane,
Yeah.
you will find there are other people in that same lane.
Yeah,
and
she might it might be a size 16, 18 guy.
right.
That's a good fit for her. You
Right.
know what's crazy? I know a lot of girls like that, and they be telling me like what they gonna do with another big guy. And I be like, what you gonna do with a slim guy besides us walking around looking like the number 18 together? You know, so
number 18 together. You wrong as hell. But my whole point is that's not what you're attracted to. That's not your thing. Jariah, aka the Saturn 9 man, $5. The HQ Speed is the dude with the shorts on. What? And church shoes. Actually, I don't really have a type. I really don't have a type, except Denzel, of course. That's everybody.
Oh, I got you. Mr. Washington.
But that's everybody's type. I mean, every woman's type. He's just every woman's type. But I'm saying, I know my lane. So I know I'm not going for the white Bill Gates. Not my type. Not I would try to go for it at all.
I think all women got a type. I agree with Project Leroy.
Yeah, but I'm flexible. Let's put it that way. I'm flexible. Let's put it that way. I'm flexible. I don't like certain men. You know, I don't like short men.
Yeah, she got a type. She just don't want to.
She don't like big guys either, though.
No, I really don't. I only know when I meet him. What my type is. The last guy I dated was on the internet. He was on the internet. Talking 2 Point Crazy. He was on the internet. He ain't no influencer. He was just a person that his video went viral for some reason. I was like, oh my God, I dated you. Yes. But, yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming up. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I appreciate
it. Yeah, it was
kind of
I love this. See, we get used to being on the panels. We can have discussions like that. But anyway, tomorrow is the man. Wait a minute. Hopefully we can get some women. See, that's the thing. The women don't like to come up. How are we gonna get women to come up?
You mean while the men is up here too? Oh, go ahead, Top Pro.
Oh, no. Like the women come up for the women, like the show, for the women's show. Like the women, I have men that are men tomorrow. The men's show is tomorrow. Women don't like to come up. I don't like men up here judging men. I like women up here judging men. You know what I'm saying? So I need women to come over and say, hey, that we want to be on the panel and we want to do this. So I don't know. Hopefully I can get some women to come up. I don't know. But thank you guys for coming up.
Can I drop my link in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead. Drop your link. What are you doing over there on your show?
I just started it, but it's gonna be, the same type of stuff I'll be talking up here.
Okay, you're gonna get into a relationship thing. Good luck.
All right, shit. I'm gonna subscribe to you then, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm subscribing to everybody, so for sure.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, go ahead and drop it.
If you can just get if you can get G Honda to focus on a specific thing that he doing, he'd be fine. But G Honda be everywhere.
G Honda still got me from that Kendra G show. That one was that was crazy.
Say what?
Yo, he was on there. That was crazy, man.
No, one damn sentence. That's all. He had one damn sentence.
I wish he would have drew that out a little bit more. I mean, look, I can't speak for the man. He freed to handle it the way he want, and that ain't no criticism. But I wish he would have just drew it out a little bit more. It's just been interesting to see where it would have went. Yeah, that's all. That's the only way I say that.
Well, yeah. I appreciate you, HQ. I appreciate the Triple X. I'm out of here.
Yeah. All right, then. All right,
in the link?
Take care.
Peace.
Ty, did you put it in the link?
I'm about to drop it as soon as I get out of here.
Okay. Triple X, thank you, sir, for showing up. Thank you, sir, for showing up. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Ty. Thank you. Thank you. 1K to crash out. That was the game plan. What? 1KG? Anyway. Tomorrow is the female show. Wednesday, we're going to have the letters to my marriage. We're going to have the noun game. Is anybody playing the noun game? The noun game? Has anybody heard of the noun game? Noun. There's a game on my channel. It's called the noun game, where you get guesses and you win a prize if you guess the right thing. Nobody has started to put anything into none of the games. It's called the noun game on my channel. You have to go to my channel and see the noun game. Okay. Noun game. What's the prolific? Okay. Did you dropped it? Okay. That's it. This is my first of your live show. So, well, thank you. There's Latanya Phillips. Thank you. Please look at my channel. There's other things on the channel. Please, if you like the channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much. The game is called the noun game. It's where I put guesses. I say guesses on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. I give you 3 clues every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then I reveal what it is on Sunday. It's a game. Noun. It's called Noun, the noun game. So it's on my so you have to listen up for the clues. There's 6 games on there now. Nobody is playing the game. It's 6 games on there. So if you now get okay, there you go. It's called the noun game. So thank y'all. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up, guys. Hopefully we can have these impromptu sometime talks every once in a while. We have more people to get on the channel, more people to come up on the panel, do all of those things. I thank you all for showing up. Tomorrow is tomorrow it's the men, the male potential. Wednesday is the letters to my marriage. Thursday is ladies' night. And then Friday, I'm hoping we have something we can talk about that's in the news. I thank you all for coming. Thank you.